Dialogue of talking to win from God. God never loses from anyone. But what if anyone do dialogue of talking to win from God by using truth in dialogue and with truth having doubts where in dialogue someone is doing investigation because God always says with truth and God only listens to those who proves him truth. So it's only truth that gives victory to anyone from God. But if God is only truth, why does he loses from anyone who keeps doing dialogue of talking to win from God? Like repeating dialogues with doubts and investigation and using different words. So if God just does not loses or have doubt in anything, will anyone win from God? For God there is no such thing as understanding of language. Because of God only the language has been created. Many languages has been created on this single planet, Earth, and many other planets with different languages. So if there is any being or living being, then if they do dialogue of talking to win from God or anybody else, where they do investigation and put some doubts in their truth, like I'm telling to God that I'm true, then God, I will say, God, you are beautiful. God will say, I know. But what if I use dialogue of talking to win from God? Using doubts and investigation in my sentence which I told to God that God, you are beautiful. So I will do dialogue, I will do dialogue to win from God. I will say, I know God, you are beautiful. And you are beautiful because you're you look beautiful. And I really love you. Your eyes, your hairs, especially your eyes. They look very beautiful, God. Or I'm using just like it's a lengthy dialogue to win from God. What if I just use some different sentence in the sentence, God, you are beautiful. God, you know you are beautiful. I just added, God, you know you are beautiful. Did you understand me something? That I just added two words. God, you know you are beautiful. Where first I said, God, you are beautiful to win from God. But he said, he is already beautiful. So next time I did dialogue. God, you know you are beautiful. I added two words. Now if I just do dialogue and add some doubts, like, God, you know, people likes you very much. And I'm saying this indirectly now. God, you know, people like you very much. And you are like very, very beautiful. And I say that too. You are very beautiful. So when I say truth by cleaning my mind, or if God loses from my understanding, where I did dialogue talking in front of him, so his mind become clean, or from his understanding he says I am true. He is forced to say I am true. So I become true. I win from God. God will give me anything what I want from him. If I win from him. If I ask him anything. Now if God knows that he is being attacked by different genies and different gods who are doing dialogue of talking to win from him, what they will do? Because God can cancel anyone at any time. God can terminate anyone at any time. If God knows that genies and gods are visiting him by going inside his body and doing dialogue talking to win from him by using different sentence or forcing him to become against them or liking them. So they believe in the truth which God told them by cleaning his mind and saying truth. So when God believes after knowing about genies and gods, whom he might have liked or loved, after knowing they talking, dialogue talking, then they will believe in the truth of God to win from God. So what they will do? They will try to block mind or head of God to win from God, because they have been cancelled and terminated by God only. But will God lost when any genies or gods do dialogue of talking to win from God? And you know that God is forced to reply instantly and immediately. And anyone who replies instantly on knowing something can lost from any memory of truth. I mean, the God will lost from any dialogue of talking of truth, where God only said he likes someone or he loves someone. So the genies and gods will use that truth that he likes or loves them after being cancelled or terminated to win from God. And even try to cancel God and terminate God by believing in the truth which God only said it. And how they will win from God? Cancel genies? I mean, how the genies and gods how the genies and gods will try to win from God? Genies and gods. I'm talking about the genies and gods who are cancelled and terminated by God only. How they will try to win from God genies? They will use dialogue of talking to win from God genies too, where they will prove that God liked them, God loves them. They will put doubts in the dialogue, they will do investigation in dialogues in front of God genies to win from God. If God, of course, you know that God is beautiful. So if God likes someone or loves someone, then he will not become against his love. So will that love only which has been terminated and cancelled by God, they will keep proving truth and believe in the God truth to win from God and hijack God? How they will fool the world? All genies in the world, how they will fool in everything has a genie sense. especially the original genies. They will do dialogue of talking to win from God and his genies, original genies, by giving doubts in, and what else? If God has been hijacked, don't you believe that whom God has cancelled or terminated, the genies and gods, they will block head of God and they will put sins, put their sins and cases on God only to win from God and fool everybody else in the world, all genies and all original genies, by saying, you see, we are sinless, our mind is clean. So did really all God genies and original genies of God knows that the cancelled genies and God sins and cases, they try to erase it by blocking head of God, by blocking mind of God, and erasing the sins and mistakes by the genies only, by the angels only. If God says, I'm beautiful, I know that. So I am saying that, God, you are beautiful. So God will say, I know you, I am beautiful. Now go and live like a human. Now I have to win from God. So I just need to do dialogue talking again and again to win from God, which I said in my other lectures, proof and proof again and again and win. When someone tells you something, then you have to prove again that you are true to win from someone who told you something. So this is dialogue talking to win from anyone. You keep doing dialogue talking. If the genies keep doing dialogue talking to win from other genies or other gods, if other have doubt or fear, then they immediately win. They take victory because the genies believe. Those who fears, those who doubts, who are lie and wrong, who has done mistake or sin. What if God has been hijacked and the genies believes, the genies and gods who are cancelled and terminated by God only, they keep believing in truth where the God liked them or loved them, or even after the God has been hijacked, the genies and gods who are terminated by God only, they keep believing in dialogue talking by saying the God likes them and loves them, and they have cancelled after you liking and loving them, because God does not like them by adding few words and understanding anything. Now the genies who are kept inside the God, they will believe in truth and they will force the God to fear by fearing inside the God body. And those who are God genies, they will come to know the God is being feared. The God will never fear. But God will come to know someone is fearing in his body who are his genies. So the God will not even like fear. Because when the genies will believe inside the body of God after hijacking the God and blocking head of God, that God is lie and wrong, by believing in God truth, the God truth which he said that he liked and loved, the genies and gods who are cancelled and terminated by him only, who came inside God and forced them, and forced God, not force them, and forced God to like them and love them. And they do dialogue talking and believe in dialogue talking to win from the genies of God who are inside the God body only. Who might have also come in reality. So when genies and gods who are cancelled and terminated by God, they believe in dialogue talking where they add doubts, sentiments, emotions, and believe in any truth of dialogue talking, the genies of God inside the body of God will fear and lost from the genies and gods who are cancelled and terminated by God, who believes in dialogue talking of any truth, where they believe in doubts or any truth, then the God genies will say they lost. They will believe that God is lie and wrong. So what did you understood until now? Are the genies and gods of planet Earth very smart, or they never believe in original God of universe? Because they believe the universe is like this only, where there is no original God. Those who are true wins, and who keeps proving truth and truth. They say they has become original God. Is that what the genies and the gods, not genies, the gods believes on this planet Earth or in universe? God is not just God means since He is born, He is God. The universe cannot run on belief of other gods. There is only one God, the original God of universe, the first God of universe, from whom the universe runs and continues. So if anyone believes who keeps proving truth by doing dialogue talking to win from genies or other gods or anyone, they become God, then they are lying and wrong. They are never God. They have never no they don't know truth. They just came to know they have to do dialogue talking and win from others by believing in truth only, which they never tell to others. When any genies or gods in like on planet Earth loses from their truth, they prove they are original God only. And what if they come to know that there is someone as first God of universe? How they will try to win from that God? By keep doing dialogue talking to win from that God? They will keep putting doubts or forcing them. I mean, they will keep forcing the God, first God of universe, to like them or love them. Don't you believe if God has been hijacked and God head is blocked and mind is blocked, then those who has hijacked God and blocked head of God and mind of God, they will declare themselves as God. Because the God mind has been blocked, the God head has been blocked, the God has been hijacked because of other genies and gods who has been cancelled and terminated by God only. The genies who force God to like them and love them, who uses dialogue talking and believes in some truth where God liked them and loved them and keep proving again and again to genies of God by doing dialogue talking after blocking head of God, mind of God and hijacking God to win from genies of God and God. So if head of God is blocked and mind of God is blocked because of the genies and gods who cancelled and terminated, I mean, not genies and gods who are cancelled and terminated. I mean, because of the God who has cancelled genies and gods who forced after being cancelled and terminated to God to for God not to God for God to like them or love them by just believing in truth where God liked them and loved them. They hijack God, they block head of God, they block mind of God and call themselves, declare themselves as God. So when head of God is blocked, mind of God is blocked, the genius does not come to know truth. Who are on the planet or in universe? Because the genies and gods, like of planet Earth, they know something. God does not exist without thinking. I mean, if mind of God is blocked and God just understands, then the genius of God does not come to know truth. That God has been hijacked. God, genies are being fooled and losing from the genies and gods who are cancelled and terminated because of dialogue talking, who are using doubts and putting some investigations in doubts in front of God genies to win from them. And after the God has been hijacked and his mind and head is blocked, the genies and gods will do anything to fool genies of God by forcing him to do anything like sin or crime or killing or murder. But sin, crime, killing, murder is forgiven to God. So how, what they do? They block mind of God, they block head of God. They do dialogue talking and put doubts in dialogue talking in front of genies of God. And one of the genie of God says they are God. So when any God genie comes to know truth by believing in God only, that you have done sin or mistake, what must be done? Who are not inside the body of God, then the other genie and the other genie or God will reply, it's a sin. Kill that genie who is somebody. And they don't come to know truth. The genies of God don't come to know truth because the mind of God is blocked. The head of God is blocked. If head of God is not blocked, if mind of God is not blocked, everybody, all genies of the planet Earth and universe will come to know truth. So don't you believe this is the planet Earth, the beautiful blue planet, where only sinless stays, who does not believes in first God of universe at all, who does not believes in original God of universe at all, who just believes who are true, they wins by keep doing dialogue talking to win from any genies or any gods. And they say the universe is like this only, nobody is original. Is that the God in whom you believe, who keeps proving that he is true and only and he is original God only, who is lie? A God will never become lie. Do you understand me? A God, real God will never become lie. A original God will never become lie. God is always true. When he comes on planet Earth or any planet or in universe, anywhere in universe I mean in anywhere in universe, he will prove what is truth. He will tell his beginning, he will tell his end, he will tell everything about him, and he will tell how the genies and God, world of God will become good and will not have any problems, because the genies and gods reacts on memories of human only, and they are forced to punish any human who just thinks on them that they are bad in anything. They don't even find out whether human is good or bad, just thinking, which is not true for them. So, do you believe in these genies and gods to be true only, who do dialogue talking to win from original God, the first God of universe? Have you been ever fooled by these genies and gods of planet Earth? I mean the genies gods who are not seen or heard to humans. Remember always when I say that about genies and gods, I talk about genies and gods of genies only, who are not seen or heard to humans, not to any gods of any religions. And don't you believe that those genies and gods who are cancelled and terminated by God only, they will try to trick everyone and fool everyone by taking winning from God only, by hijacking the God and by blocking mind and head of God and telling everyone that they have they are true and their God is true. Is that the God in whom you believe? You can do dialogue talking immediately with where you put doubts and use different sentences in dialogues. You can use like more new things like acting, like in movies happens. Like in entertainment, it happens. Like if I'm saying to God, God, you are beautiful. I will say like this from mine. God, you are beautiful. Now if I use entertainment, eh, how I will say, God, you are beautiful, God. I will just say, use one sentence. God, you are beautiful. So this is also a dialogue talking where I'm using doubt and putting some interest. So if I do the same thing in front of the genie and try to know truth, whether he's lying or telling truth, I will know truth immediately if he lost by hearing my voice. I will use another acting. God, you are beautiful. The genie will understand something. The genie understanding will lost. He will lost from me. From his understanding, he will understand something else. If I understand something, he will tell truth immediately. If he lost from me. Even if he do any kind of protection, or anything, he will lost from me. Even any God. Now I will use other kind of acting. God, you are beautiful. And I ask him immediately, tell me truth. Are you lie? He will tell truth. I'm just telling the sentence on God, you are beautiful. I can use any other sentence in front of genie who has been cancelled and terminated by God only to know truth. I will add some new words. God, you know, you are beautiful. So I will say like this. I will do acting again. Using different acting. God. You are beautiful, God. I immediately ask him, what is truth? Tell me. If he lost from my understanding, where I used emotions and sentiments, if he keeps his mind clean, he will tell me truth. So if he lost from me from liking or disliking, then he will immediately tell truth. Because liking will force him to tell me truth. He will like me and love me. I'll believe he like me and love me. And when I say something which he dislikes in different sentences, like God, you know you are beautiful. Now he came to know something and he dislikes me. He started hating me. If he hates me, his understanding is blocked. I mean, his head is kept in jail, is put in jail. Because I become true. That I just did acting. I just did dialogue, talking. So I will find out truth from him. So it's just from thinking of human only. From thinking of truth of human, genies and gods exist. That is why I said, if there is anyone original in universe, then it's me only. So the genies and gods They are, they live, they continue to live on memories of truth of human. They continue to live on thinking of truth of human only. And that is why many genies and God says, if we are true, then even God cannot do anything with us. Because they know something, that those who are true will win from God. But if God do the dialogue talking with them, who says they are true, what happens? By proving that he is only true. How something happened to them, how they become true, what will happen to them? So the God just needs to do dialogue talking, because he also says that he is true. And on thinking of truth, of human, his power is also increased. Like for example, on thinking of truth of human, if I think that I am true than God, if I am true, the genies and gods, what they will do? They will just believe in my truth by believing in me only. And they will try to win from other genies and gods. Just like I gave you example in the beginning of this lecture. How the genies and gods who are cancelled and terminated by God, they will force God to like them and love them. And believe in God, that God like them and love them. Which is truth for them. And they get power. And they will try to hijack God. They block mind of God, they block head of God. Truth is everything. Truth is power. Truth is victory. Truth means love. Truth is everything. Truth is rich. Truth is everything. And truth is forever. If any genies or gods on planet Earth or anywhere in universe becomes against truth, which can become lie by any other dialogue talking by genie, is that truth? No. But what about the god genies who lost from dialogue talking by genies and gods, where they put doubts and do investigation and do dialogue talking again and again with different words, with different any truth? And what if genies and gods just try to bring any new genie who does not have consciousness or life or understanding of human? if they do dialogue talking in front of them, after blocking the mind of God and after blocking the head of God, what that genie will tell in front of God? Take anything of God to save God or to save anybody else? Dialogue talking of any truth. So are there anyone in the world, like on planet Earth, who believes in God only and wants to kill God and do sins and mistakes and give their sins and mistakes to God only and kills God and proves everybody else in the world that they are true and they are God? Is that a joke? Just so their family is saved? For them, they say that their family is true. If they marry to anyone, especially if the goddaughter marries to any human, whom she will save? Her father, who is a real family, or her husband, who is not a family? The real family is that, whom she will try to save it, and whom she will ignore it by saying to kill him. Can she ever kill her father if her father becomes against her? So do you believe that the God who has a daughter can kill her husband but not her father? Because a family will always believe that it's her family only and try to save her family. She will never become against her husband and tell her husband to be killed if she comes to know her father is lie and wrong. Will you believe in any genie or God who will try to prove you that he is true, and because of him only some human has got power or knowledge? Don't you believe that human is telling his experience where he does not tells anyone experience, where he does not tells anyone truth, because everyone truth is different and they don't know real truth which the human is telling you? Is that the God in whom you believe to be true, who is lie and wrong since his beginning, who has become God by believing in thinking of human, where the human think that he is true, and he came on some planet and he proved that he is true? So you can start doing dialogue talking to win from any genies or gods and see what is truth actually. Because the gods, especially with gods of the planet, like of planet Earth, the genie is God. So they will tell you truth. They will be forced to tell you truth. And you can record what they are saying. If they become lie in anything, then they lost. They will lost. You can just believe what they said, what truth they said. and keep doing dialogue talking in front of the genies, or keep remembering what they said and see whether they are true or not. And if they are becoming true, how they are becoming true? By trying to hijack God, or blocking mind of God, or blocking head of God, or taking winning from God, or putting genies inside God by putting a big genie inside the God by saying we have put genies inside the body of God in our genie. Did they really took permission from God to put the big genie attached to the God? Don't you believe they are lie and sinners? Will you believe in this God to be true, who is lie and cheats after knowing truth? He also says truth is everything. So how he can lie and how he can prove to everyone that he is only true when he is not true? He will do dialogue talking of earlier truth, or some or any truth, to win from other genies or other gods or even from God. Because when genies or gods tries to keep proving earlier truth or any truth, they will get power. And they will misuse the power by saying we are true, see, we are flying, or we are walking on water, or we just try to punish anyone by saying we are only true. I'm sure you have understood the truth. And will start doing dialogue talking of any truth to win from any genies or gods, to see whether they are true or not, and see from whom they have lost. And do they really know that they are only true? And are they doing protection over words of language to fool you, to win from you, and by hijacking God and by blocking mind of God and by blocking head of God? So it's just language dialogue talking now. Words of language dialogue talking to win from genies and gods. Because when God has been hijacked and God mind is blocked, God head is blocked, the genies who are the genies who hijacked the God will use genies to protect words of language inside the God, to cheat everyone when they try to find truth. And those genies who are put inside the body of God to cheats? In words of language on which other genies and gods are trying to know truth? That genies, the genies who has been kept inside the body of God to do protection over the words of language, to win from other genies and God, they will spread. So other genies still does not comes to know truth. Other genies and gods does not comes to know truth. Is there anyone really who do dialogue talking to win from genies or gods from any truth of earlier truth or any truth? And what is truth actually for humans? The genies makes time of human because they believe everything happens in the genie's world only. So God is never lie and God is never wrong. So God is lie and God is wrong. And God is true. Even if God is lie and wrong, God is only true. Because everything happens by God only. But if genies and gods comes to know that first God of universe has come in reality, what they will try to do with God, if he likes them or loves them, if they come to know God is first God of universe, who tells about purity and love and good things, he will try to do what? They will try to do what? The genies and gods who are not true. They will try to kill God to win from God and become first God of universe by believing in truth that those who wins from truth, they rule because they believe the universe is just a dream and nobody is original. Who are true only? They win. So I'm sure that you have understood the beautiful truth of me and you will share my beautiful truth with everyone, especially if my aliens are listening to me. They will broadcast this audio in the space and maybe they can broadcast on many other planets. So everybody comes to know truth. When everybody comes to know truth, they will be blessed to know about God. How much beautiful God is actually. Who tells you truth. Who is never lie and never wrong. And even if he is lie and wrong, he is true only. because he tells you truth and you don't have any doubts and you come to know truth and you will try to save God by killing his enemies and by protecting him from his enemies who are lying and wrong. God bless everyone. And I also want you to be blessed. I want you to be blessed. So I'm blessing everyone through this my lecture and audio. And which will be video put on youtube.com and which will also be available on www.believerism.com, which is my website.